My newest acquisition I got the other day from a friend of mine, John Fisher. He bought the car about 5 or 6 years ago, and he had grand plans for it, and then he's got other projects. He took the front end off of it, and he had put a new engine in it, and the engine he put in it came out of, I think, a 53 Ford, but this is a 1950 Ford, four-door. It's the original paint on it, the original patina, and I have all the chrome for it. And John started pulling it off and then just got disillusioned, I guess. When he put this motor in, the original motor was seized up. And he got this motor from a friend of his who took it out of a 53 Ford and put another motor in the 53 to make it more drivable. What was really neat, Joe and I were looking this morning, the inspection sticker on it, the last one it had was in 1969-70 here in Florida, and that was the first year they came out with them also. So it drove 1 year and apparently was parked for some unknown reasons. Probably the motor went bad or the rear end ended is supposed to be bad. But the car itself is really nice for a 1951 Ford that it has never been repainted or anything done to it. You can see
this frame is beautiful.
Oh yeah, the body. You know, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is perfect on this thing. And it has patina. It's got a couple little rust holes in it. But on a scale of 1 to 10, this thing is a 9. And seen a lot of old cars. But it's got on both sides, right here on the fender well, and I guess that's where the water stayed in it, and it rusted it that much. And then it's got a little rust hole here, and it's the same thing on the other side. And basically, that's it. Here's some rust. But all this stuff is easy to fix. There's nothing difficult about this. Got a couple little places down there, here, and here on the fenders the same way. So overall, the car, in my opinion, is excellent. On the top, John said when he got it, it was under a shed that had fallen down, and they had put a tarp over it. Well, the tarp rotted, and that's what did this to the roof. But the roof is solid. I mean, there's no holes in it or anything. Still got some of the original paint. And inside the car, it's very good. The floors are excellent. The trunk's excellent. I left the rat and squirrel stuff in it. And these seat covers, the original ones, you can look right here. That's the original seat cover. And these you would buy at like Western Auto or someplace and slide them over it.
And they did the door panels too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they quite a deal. And this car had, everybody knows what overdrive is now, but this is the overdrive for back then. And what it did, you pull this cable and it moved a gear in the transmission and it let you freewheel. And I don't know if it went into a higher gear or not, but that was the overdrive. And this is the original keys for it also. It's got the 3-speed on the column, and all of it's original inside. The fenders look as good. I've got them in another part of the building. They look as good as the rest of the car does.
It has air conditioning.
What's it got a hole in for?
Or what is that, heat?
Heat, yeah.
Okay, magic air is what it says.
Yeah, that was a vent, probably.
Okay.
And the vents, I'll show you the holes out here for them. But look at the back seat. It's got a radiator back there. The rest of the parts are back there for it. Then up front, it's got another radiator. And I got a radiator in the trunk.
Not leaking at all, though, huh?
No, No, not at all, really. Yeah. But this must be the magic air that they were talking about. This was a vent inside the car. And then they got one over here, and this is the heater duct right here. This is the
That's about where the magic air is. So
Is it?
that must be what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this,
And this is an oil bath, right?
I'm not sure. What does it say on it?
It just says Ford oil. Yeah, there you go. Ford oil bath. Yeah, genius. Flathead, huh?
Yep.
So what are the plans for this thing today?
Okay, the plans are, first thing, I'm going to pull the engine and transmission out, radiator and all that, clean everything up. And the grand plan today is to put a 460. I got one in the back there with a automatic transmission in it. I'm going to put a Jaguar rear end in it, and then I'm deciding on the front end whether to use a Mustang 2 type or put a straight axle under it. But I think I'm counterproductive if I put independent suspension in the rear and then put a straight axle in the front. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's the cheapest way to go. You know, if I put the independent Jaguar in it, then up front I'll do the Mustang.
That would be a nice combination there.
Right. And I want to sit it low to the ground where it looks like a race car and where it'll handle well. Then for the body, 2 years ago, I would have never, ever even considered this. But I'm going to sand it down, clean it up, knock the high spots off, and then I'm going to clear coat it. Leave it just like this.
Neat.
Yeah, it saves, number one, a lot of money. And then everybody pays thousands of dollars to make one look like this. So, you know, it's already got, this is original paint. Here's an original wheel rim on it.
Yeah.
And
they make aluminum rims that look like that too. That can fit modern rubber.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's a blue one. That's
There's a red
blue
one on the other hand, the other side.
What is the back one? Are they both red? Yeah, both of them are red. That's
So this is an interesting exhaust system.
yeah, and I don't understand it.
It comes from the other side to this side, then
Right.
down through the compact, I guess.
Yeah, it's single exhaust, but you know they what? I don't know why they just didn't run the dual exhaust. Maybe it was because of money.
Yeah.
You know. But
So you're gonna put this flathead in something else?
yes, my game plan is to build something similar to a sprint car, but a two-seater,
Okay.
side by side,
With a flathead
with a
Ford.
flathead 3-speed. That's the game plan.
That will be.
Yes, yeah. I've never owned a flathead in anything.
But you got.
Yeah, it's always been there. You know. So I got one now that I'm told is a good motor. I believe it's a good engine, and it's going forward. But what we were looking at this morning, the suspension on this thing, it's called trunnions, and they are not much count. So we're definitely going to take all that out and fix it up. So that's where we're at. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So this has put the Bug-Eye Sprite behind this to get fixed.
Okay.
I'm rearranging everything right
Bug-Eye needs a lot more work, though, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know whether it does or not. It's one of them
True.
toss-ups, you know. This thing is bigger, so that makes it
Yeah,
more
a lot of work.
Yeah, the guy.
But it doesn't need a frame, though.
John, the guy I got it from, he improvised. This was his water temperature, and his oil pressure was on the other. So when he cranked this engine up, he could see what it was doing.
Okay. Very cool.
And Brian was with him when he cranked it, and he said this thing sounded like $1 million.
Okay.
So,
We'll get some dual exhaust on there is what we'll have to do.
oh yeah, when we get to that point, there's a lot we're going to change on it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Neil was asking me what kind of motor I was putting in the 51 Ford, and what I'm going to try to do is put this 460 in it. This came out of a truck also. It's got a C6 behind it, and I just got to, when we get it in the garage and I can measure everything and all that, we'll just put this motor in there with the transmission. And before I try to crank this motor up, I'm going to pull the heads off, pull the intake heads, put a new cam in it, And that way I'll be able to look at the heads and see if there's a problem. Look at the lifters and see if there's a problem. Put a new timing chain water pump on it, so when I put it in the car, hopefully it'll fit and we won't have any problem. This thing, just for a rough estimate, and go out to the 51 Ford and 50 Ford and see if this thing looks like it might fit. So the engine, just guesstimating, is 33 inches from the front of the water pump to the bell housing. The transmission is 39 inches. So total, we got 33 and 39 is, what that'd be, 40,
72.
70, 72. 6 foot. 6 foot. Okay, the width, there'll be no problem at all there. The width is 27 inches. So let's walk out and look at the back here. It's 50 Ford, and this Flathead is to the front of the fan is 30 inches. So it's only, what did we say,
33.
33. So this is going to work. We can just move a radiator.
To the front.
Yeah, and we'll have plenty of room. Now the transmission, oh, I can't measure that. I'm going to have to get it up on the rack. But it's at least, what is it? Without me seeing it, at least 22 inches, but that's not right. The width is not a problem. This thing's got plenty of room up here. I'm going to guesstimate this is about 25 inches, and the other one was 27. So it was pretty close. So that it's going to work in here. But what we're probably going to do, if we do the Mustang 2 front suspension, we're going to cut it right in here someplace, and then add a frame, extend the frame out, and that'll give us the room up here, and then put the Mustang 2 right across here. So,
all right.
Let's see how wide the rear end is. The Jaguar is going to work in this. Okay, I'm going to the other side of me.
What'd you say about the Jaguar's 56 inches?
56, yeah.
Okay.
Hold it on the outside of the tire.
Have you seen this tire?
The outside of the tire is 66 inches.
So you can put some pretty fat wide tires on it.
Well, yeah, and the rear end is a big deal. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Holy God, I did never guess that thing was that long.
Oh wow, it's got vent windows in the back.
Yeah.
So
all four
this rolls down and this is a vent.
Yeah. They
Very
didn't have
cool.
air conditioning.
Very, very neat. Cool. Very, very cool.
But come here. Look, you're making fun of our left rear transmission.
Mm-hmm. A lot of tread on it too.
Yes, sir. I could use that one. This one too. Make it like a dirt track car.